Hey everyone, this is the Fat God and today we are going to look into the 10 most deadliest war in the history of mankind. This list was made considering the death toll and destruction it caused during the war. Like the video if you find it informative and make sure to subscribe for more great content. Thirty-Year War, an international conflict taking place in northern Europe from 1618 to 1648. The war was fought between the Catholics and the opposed Protestants and also involved the national armies of France, Sweden, Spain, Denmark and the Habsburg dynasty that ruled the Holy Roman Empire. One result of the war was the division of the Germany into many territories. This limited the power of the Holy Roman Empire and decentralized German power. The 30-Year War rearranged the European power structure. France emerged as the undisputed winner of the 30-Year War. Russian Civil War. The Civil War occurred because after November 1917, many groups had formed that opposed Lenin Bolshevik. These groups included monarchists, militarists, and for a short time, foreign nations. After a series of bloodshed events, the outcome was that Bolshevik victory over the protesters. Napoleonic Wars. The Napoleonic Wars were referred to the wars which were fought during the rule of Napoleon Bonaparte over France. The war started right after the French Revolution and Napoleon Bonaparte became the most powerful person in the France. War began between the United Kingdom and the France. A French army under the command of Napoleon Bonaparte was defeated by two of the armies of 7th Coalition, the British and the Prussian army. An-Lushan Rebellion. The An-Lushan Rebellion was a devastating rebellion against the Tang dynasty of China. The rebellion overtly began on 16 December 755, when General An-Lushan declared himself emperor in northern China, thus establishing a rivalry against Yan dynasty, and ended when Yan fell on 17 February 763, although the effects lasted after this. The Conquest of Timur Lenk. Timur Lenk, which is a nickname for Timur, which stands for Timur the Lazy. Timur Lenk's ambition was to rebuild the empire of Genghis Khan, who had died a century earlier. Timur conquered large parts of Central Asia, primarily Transoxiana and Khorasan. From 1363 onwards, with various alliances, Samarkand in 1366 and Balkh in 1369, and was recognized as a ruler over them in 1370. Qing Dynasty conquest of the Ming Dynasty. The transition of the empire from Ming to Qing, or Ming-Qing transition, also known as the Manchu conquest of China, was an event of conflict between the Qing dynasty and the Ming dynasty of China. Leading up to the Qing conquest, a book named The Seven Grievances, which enumerated grievances against the Ming and began to rebel against their domination. World War I. World War I is the reason of one of the greatest bloodsheds in 20th century's history. It led to the fall of four great empires of the era like Russia, Germany, Turkey, which resulted in Bolshevik Revolution in Russia, and in its destabilization in Europe laid the groundwork for World War II. Taiping's Rebellion. The Taiping Rebellion was a civil war in China which lasted between the period of 1815 to 1864. The Taiping Rebellion was against the ruling Qing dynasty. The Taiping Rebellion, as much as anything, marked the end of imperial system in China. World War II. World War II was a global war that lasted between the period of 1939 to 1945, although the conflict started earlier. The vast majority of world's countries, including all of the great powers, eventually formed two opposing military alliances, the Allies and the Axis. It was the most global war in the history. It directly involved more than 100 million people from over 30 countries. The Mongol Conquest. The Mongol conquest was led by Genghis Khan and his sons and grandsons. The Mongols briefly ruled Russia, China, Korea, Southeast Asia, Persia, India, the Middle East, and Eastern Europe. The empire unified the nomadic Mongol and Turkic tribes of historical Mongolia under the leadership of Genghis Khan, who was the proclaimed ruler of all Mongols in 1206. The empire grew rapidly under his rule and then under his descendants who sent invasions in all directions. Thanks for watching guys, I hope to see you in the next video.